This week we discuss the cinematic equivalent of I Start My Own Star Wars with blackjack and hookers when we review Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire. Having actually seen this week's movie, we welcome back.
It's me, Carlin Jones.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chad, and you landed on episode 140 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, so I guess insider baseball people, for the entire month of December, we have been on autopilot. Like we've been, we as you've seen, we've been producing content, but I'm be honest, I'm gonna speak for Matt. Our heart wasn't in that. Like, obviously, we love this show. We're doing it, but like our heart wasn't in the last couple episodes. We were recording at weird hours so that we wouldn't have to like do this on a Saturday night. And yeah, and you know what our reward for that was, Matt and Carlin?
What was
What
it?
was it?
Illness. Matt and I are
Yes.
both sick because we was out in these streets when we should have been at home podcasting.
Oh,
Hey man, but we just our birthdays were in this month, so we have to take advantage of that.
That's true.
And speaking of birthdays, so speaking of birthdays, one thing is I don't like pet peeve is piggybacking on birthday stuff posts on Facebook.
Yeah, I concur, Matt. Like, so my birthday's before Matt's, and so he's time displaced. So he posted like the day beforehand, like happy birthday, brother. Have a good day, yada yada yada. And I was like, thanks, man. And then immediately, like, I kind of get it when it's old people, like somebody's on or whatever. It's like, oh, happy birthday, Chad. But then it was like young people and stuff like we used to work with. And then Matt's wife was like, oh, happy birthday, Chad. And I'm like, girl, you young. You start a new
Right.
post. You start a new
Right.
post.
Make a new post. Stop trying to piggyback off what I said.
Right. Look, I'm gonna say it because I'm putting this on Facebook too. It's disingenuous when you comment on the fucking first person's message instead of starting a new message. You do is just scroll and it's just like, oh, let me get this out the way. Fuck you.
Right.
Thank you for
yeah,
Right.
saying happy. Thank you for telling me happy
that's
birthday.
true.
But fuck you.
That's true. Come on, we got to do better. Like you said, if it's the older generation, I get that. But young people, nah. If you didn't know it was his birthday till I make a post, then you'd be like Roger that and just make a new one yourself.
Right. And then they did that shit out to you when I made the post too. I'm like, this is just
Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah.
Be better, people. Be better.
Yes.
But yeah, Carlin, you've been watching some TV, man. Percy Jackson. Is it in the
Yes.
In the Olympians?
Yeah, Percy Jackson and the Olympians came out arguably like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's very new, very new. Yeah, so I watched that one and I think I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, a Percy Jackson TV series? First off, the movies aren't that old, so I don't know why they decided to remake them.
Oh, we're gonna have this conversation?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know why. I feel like you have to wait at least 20 to 25 years in order to bring something back.
Not necessarily, because from what I've not read the books, but from what I understand, the movies were not a good adaptation of the books, which is part of the reason why they only made two instead of
Hmm.
however many they were trying to make. Unlike Harry Potter, which I personally don't think those are good adaptations of the book, but they made decent movies.
Right.
So they got to finish that.
Well, right. Well, that's interesting you say that because when I watched that first episode, I immediately asked, who is this show for? Because I'm pretty sure people who are fans of the book aren't going to be happy with this because the first, let's see, the episode is like 37 minutes. Is literally the first 10 minutes of the movie, of the first movie.
Right. Right. But I mean, as a whole, when you get through the whole season, I assume it's going to be a good adaptation of the first book.
I hope so. It's not really adding anything new, like anything different.
It's not done yet.
I guess we'll see. We'll see. I plan on doing a
Yep.
video for it.
They only have don't they're doing the weekly one
Yeah.
episode a week. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I plan on
You
doing like
gotta
an
build
episode
that buzz
review.
up, man. You gotta keep that momentum going.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Did you watch it yet, Matt?
I have not. Like you said earlier, I've been feeling like crap lately. I haven't been there's only one thing I've been doing, I'll talk about it later, but I haven't been doing nothing as far as watching things this week. But I plan on next week getting back on doing things and watching stuff.
Yeah. So I watched the first episode and I thought it was decent. Like, some interesting choices with the casting. Megan Mullally was in like 2 scenes of the first episode, and I'm like, okay, so obviously she's coming back because we're not paying her for 2 scenes in a TV
That's
show.
the mom, right?
No, that's the teacher.
Oh,
The
okay.
teacher that he possibly killed.
Oh, okay. I didn't like the mom in the show. I thought she was too attractive.
Let's
Wait,
explore that.
real quick. You said it's only 30 minutes?
It's 37 minutes, and then the rest of the episodes get like 40-ish minutes.
Okay, that seems more up to par. I was like, that's kind of like a short episode for a
First
TV show
episode.
these days. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They're not really talking much on it.
But now that Carlin said an attractive mother, maybe I need to check this out.
No, I didn't like how she was that attractive. You know, like very
I-
similar to Spider-Man, his aunt.
I mean, first off, there's nothing wrong with having a hot aunt, first of all. And secondly, yeah, the mom was all right. I mean, she needs to look like she can pull a god though, you know?
I guess. I mean, I know it's a kid show, so sure, yes. But guys literally just take what they want, unfortunately. Back in
Yes.
those tales.
Yes, there is a lot of non-consent happening there.
What's the actress's name?
Give me a second. I'm scrolling. Sally Jackson. Her name is
Virginia
Veronica.
Cole. Virginia? Cole.
Yes. I can't read.
And she looked young, but I guess that's just her being an actress because a lot of actresses kind of look good for their age. But I don't know. I
Why
feel
does
like
the IMDb say? Oh, how old do you think she is, Carla?
let's see. I know most white people age horribly, so I was just telling my friend this. So I'm gonna guess she is 33.
Matt, did you look this up?
No, 45.
She's 42.
42.
Yeah,
I don't like that then.
she's old enough to have a son that young. Like
She's
12,
definitely
13.
old enough, but she doesn't look like it.
That's good, man. That
No,
means
it's
she's moisturizing. Okay.
It's definitely unrealistic.
Look, Virginia Cole, Kroll, we're here for you. Matt and I, you want to come on the pod, talk Percy Jackson? We here, girl. We here.
Talk about your moisturizing schedule and things. We here for that too.
Yeah. Oh, her beauty routine. We do need to tap into that part of social media. This looks like this is probably her biggest role. She did like 1 episode of Shameless. A lot of shit I've never heard of. A lot of TV work though. A lot of TV work.
It's good for her.
I mean, but sadly, like 1 episode's here and there, so that sucks.
That's how it goes. That's how it is.
But all right, sorry. Got off track there. Matt. We're gonna actually so Fortnite and Legos.
So Fortnite, the new season, they have this side game or whatever where you play as Legos.
Ooh, I'm listening.
And it's like a version of what my son says is Minecraft. I never played Minecraft, but I've been addicted to this. So basically, it's you have your character and you just live in this world where you just build stuff, hunt stuff, gather fruit, plant stuff, build a house, tear it down, and that's all you do. And there you have enemies there, stuff like that. You can get hungry, the weather affects you and stuff, but like there is no like objective to this game. You're just out there building things.
Oh, you're not killing each other as Legos.
Well, you do have bad, quote unquote, bad Legos in there. And like, not, I don't say that they're bad Legos, but you have other Lego people in there where like their camp, so you can go in there and kill them and take what they have in their camp and stuff. But it's just out there surviving as Legos.
Huh. So I'm looking at some gameplay, and it looks really cool. It looks like, kind of like, I'm not sure if you guys have played any of the Lego video games, like the licensed games like Star Wars or
Yeah.
Batman or
Yeah, I
whatever.
have.
It looks cool, but then like it's the building aspect, and I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
It's
problem
go
the
ahead.
yeah, the problem for me with Lego games is they're kind of like a one and done. That's the problem I had with the Star Wars Lego games. They're fun, they're cool, and they're awesome to look at, but after you beat it, there's really no reason to come back to it.
You don't try for 100%?
Um, Not really. I mean, it's not hard to get 100% on the first walkthrough because the game is so dumbed down because it's really like toddlers who play it.
Not really. Me and Samantha, we played. We played almost every single one, and 100% at nearly everyone.
Mm.
It's that. I mean, it's really fun games.
But it's yeah, I've been addicted to this game, and it's fun. But transitioning real quick with Legos, I like how like in the recent weeks, months, Legos has been famous grown people have been admitting to Legos and stuff like that, and I like that. Like you have
Thank
rappers,
you for thank you for calling me famous.
right? Yeah, rappers, basketball players, NFL players, all talking
Yeah.
about Legos and stuff and how they're do it. And I always remember this one interview one was having. He was like, the interview said something like about you're gonna play with Legos or something, and he was like, I don't play with Legos, I build Legos. But now, honestly, it's like I want to get some Legos.
You should get something. I wish 100 times I've say this. I wish you lived here, man. We could do so much shit.
We can build Legos.
I mean, it's been a while since you've been to my house. I have so many Legos unbuilt.
That's so. I think next year I'm gonna start my Lego building collection and start having different things on doing with Legos.
I love that, Matt. And then you got roaches.
Uh, I don't, but I ran across this article from USA Today, and it says the top 25 roachiest cities in the US.
Ugh.
And it's ranked places lived by ranked city and state overall score. So just off the top of your head, who do you think? I was gonna do top three, but I don't think you guys are gonna get it. So let's go with top 10. Name somebody, the roachiest cities top 10 that you think are on there.
It's
New
definitely
York.
New York.
Yeah, New York.
Nope.
Not in the top 10?
No.
Oh,
Maybe
wait.
rattiest city, but not the
That's fair.
roachiest city.
Roaches.
Let's see. That's definitely be like a lot of grassland.
Chicago?
Nope.
Iowa.
Nope.
That's a state.
Oh.
San Francisco.
Nope.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Number 7.
Ah, that makes sense. I do see roaches here. Oh, I hate it.
Is St. Louis on this list?
No.
And this is U.S. cities, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, Vegas.
Number 5.
All right,
Oh,
on the board, baby.
yuck.
I'll run down the list for you. Number 1, Houston, Texas.
That makes
Number
sense.
2, San Antonio, Texas. Number 3, Tampa, Florida. Number 4, this surprised me, but Phoenix, Arizona. Number 5, Las Vegas. 6, Miami. 7, Atlanta. 8, Birmingham, Alabama. 9, Dallas. And 10, Oklahoma City.
That
But
makes
to
a
answer
lot
your
of
question,
sense.
11 is New York.
That makes a lot of sense. I think those insects do really like warm weather. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to bring up, I ran across this, said, it's the end of the year. People like to put their grievances aside, start a new year fresh. So I'm going to read this. So in a town called, let me change that. In a town in Peru, a unique annual celebration called Takanakayu takes place December 25th. This ancient tradition, inherited from the Hispanic Chaka culture, serves as a way for community members to resolve conflict and start the new year with a clean slate. Men, women, and children gather to engage in fist fights, which are supervised by local authorities. These fights are a way to settle grudges from the past year, fostering a sense of community camaraderie among the participants. After the fights, the community comes together to drink and celebrate, hoping to ease any pain and strengthen the bonds within the community. Now, I don't think this will actually work because if, Chad, you pick me and we have this fist fight and I lose, then all of next year, I'm practicing jujitsu, boxing all year
I'm
round.
getting my
So
Batman
when
on.
right, and then I wait for that year to get my lick back.
So this honestly feels like my topic about how I've been watching The Purge,
Uh,
where they're like, oh yeah, we just need this one day to get this aggression out, and then the rest of the year we good. Are we though?
no, because I'm gonna
Yeah.
be waiting in the wings for this. For all right, he picked me, and maybe you knocked me out or something. Oh no, I'm gonna get my black belt up within that year or whatever to come back and whoop your ass.
No, that
Right.
sounds fucking ridiculous. But no, I have been watching The Purge. Different podcasts I listen to, they rank the 5 movies, and I was like, oh, I've seen the first 3. Let's see what's going on with those last 2. So I watched the first Purge and the Forever Purge, and they're fine. Like I feel like nothing really tops the second movie because the first movie they're in the house, and in the second
Mhm.
movie you're in the city during the Purge, and then every other movie after that's just been that.
Mhm.
But what I did decide to do was check out the Purge TV show.
Ah.
And season 1 is meh. Like it starts off really interesting, but then they're like, "Oh, hey, this is a 10 episode season, and so we got to just do some dumb shit to get to the end."
Mhm.
But what I thought was funny was like, so the one of the antagonists, he was trying to kill somebody, but then like the bell rang saying the purge is over, and then they're like, he was like, "Okay, well, I'll see you next year." Like, what? No, this is not how this works. But season 2, I'm still working on that. That's the main reason why I started watching the show, because season 2 takes place a year after the purge. So what I'm trying to say is like episode 1 starts on the purge, and by the end of the first episode, the purge is over. Episode 2 is the next day. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now that you say that,
Oh.
I've been waiting for this to happen. Like the show What Happens After the Purge.
Yes.
You go in your office, it's like, where's Susan at? Oh no, Karen killed her yesterday, and then we have to
Yes.
move on.
Yes. So I'm about 3 episodes into season 2, and it's pretty good. Like somebody, one of the main characters, somebody like broke into his house and tried to purge him, and he got away. And so like the thing is like somebody hired a hitman to kill him on purge night. So like his story arc is he's trying to investigate who would want to kill him.
Mhm.
So that's kind of interesting. And then like another story arc is like a college kid, he was out with his buddy because they were doing like, dumb frat boy shenanigans. And his boy leaves him for dead when he gets caught in a trap. And he ends up killing somebody to survive. And like just mentally he's really fucked up.
Mm.
So like it has some interesting ideas in season 2. So if you want to check out the Purge show, I would say skip season 1. Like none of the characters come back from season 1. Because season 1 is just your standard 10 hours of the Purge, like a 10 hour, hour episode. It's not it's 40-minute episodes. You get what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But like season 2 looks like it's trying to actually do something.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'd
Interesting.
recommend that. Also, my next 2 topics are going to alienate 2 women in my lives. One will know, and the other will not, because Samantha stopped listening to the show. But the first one is potty training. So Samantha asked me to look into like formulate a plan to potty train our daughter. And I was like, yeah, okay, I got you, bro. This is like 2 months ago. And I'll be honest. And if you listen to this, you already fucking know. We just haven't said it. Also, I've been lying to you. I didn't do any preparation. I didn't look into this. I don't want to. I know she needs to be potty trained. I know that, but I just don't want to do the research.
Don't do the research. Just wing it.
Oh yeah. When she asked me today what the plan was, I was winging it, and she's like, "Do you know what a plan is? Like you're just saying words. You weren't telling me actions." And I was like,
Mm.
huh. So I can see you're getting mad right now.
Mm.
Fair, fair. But girl, I did some research. I'll get back to you, okay? But
Do
no,
you actually have a potty?
yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
the first step.
Yeah, that is the first step.
I mean, I've had it for some time now, so it's not
Oh.
like this is like something I bought in my research. Because once more, there was no research.
So it's
Is
just
it
been
really
sitting in your
research?
house.
Is it really research? I mean, don't you just when you think that she needs to go, put her over there and coach her through it, and hopefully it works?
I mean, okay, did you potty train your son? Like, what was that like if you were there? Like, I'm saying that because like you were still in the military when he was little. That's what I'm saying.
I was there. Was I there for potty training? No, he was 7 months. Yeah, I got back when he was 7 months. So yes, I had to be there. I don't. Yeah, I was there to answer your question, but I don't remember no research or nothing. It was just, you have the potty, like 10, 15 minutes after you eat, you just set them on there and then you coach them through it and hopefully it works. I don't remember any like elaborate stuff that we did for this.
So like my thing is like I'm like, okay, hey, let's sit on the potty. And she's like, no. I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
I need you to sit on that potty. And she's like, no. And then she'll go off to her own thing or just like start crying. So eventually, like I'll get her on the potty and she just sit there like, okay, I want to get down. Like, what are we doing here? I'm not gonna pee on this. I have a whole system of bathroom. I just go where I want. Why should I go here? You know?
Right, right.
Right.
So apparently there's like you can do like a star chart where you reward them for going potty, or you can get them like a little watch that buzzes when it's time to sit on the potty, like to condition them. Because children are just animals.
hmm I never
Mm.
heard of a watch.
Yeah.
You know what you should
So
do? You should
what?
just watch the Rugrats episode about potty training.
They had a Rugrats potty training episode?
Yeah, it was when Chucky he had to learn how to potty train.
Can I cite that as evidence when when I have to redo my report?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The other person I'm alienating, so this one goes out to friend of the show, Rachel. I saw Wonka without her, and it was fucking lovely.
It was
It was yeah. Have you seen either of the Paddington movies?
The
Paddington
bear?
movies.
The
Yes.
bear?
Yeah, they
Oh,
made two movies.
that's right. It's like the highest rated movie on
Yeah,
Rotten Tomato ever.
and it
Mhm.
deserves it
Wait, wait,
too.
wait. Really?
It deserves it.
Yeah, I didn't see it
Which
because of that. I didn't want to see it.
Wait, which one? The first one or second one?
Second one,
Do I need to watch the first one to watch the second one?
not really, but you should.
I know Paddington was out like that.
Is it really
So
that good?
yeah, so like preference, it is a family film, but it hits you in the fucking feels so hard. Like they didn't even have to do you like that. Like you know how like a Pixar movie can make you cry? They doubled down on that shit.
Hmm.
So it's really good. So the same people that made the first two Paddington movies made Wonka. And
Okay.
it's that same tone where it's like this is very unserious, but not in like a this is stupid kind of way. Just like we're just having fun. We're going along for the ride. It's a whimsical, goofy adventure. There's like some cameos in here where you're like, why are you here, sir? Why? I mean, yes, money, but why are you here?
Like who?
So,
Mr. Bean.
Oh, I love Mr. Bean. I was just thinking about him the other day. Yeah, that's weird. Why are you here?
Right. That's what I said when I saw him come on screen. I was like, what the fuck? Let's go.
so,
Um,
so the only thing that I've seen about this is, it was something about how audiences do not like musicals. So when movies come out, they not masquerade, but they don't really show it
Yeah.
because they don't want to say at least start out, hey, this is going to be a musical thing.
Yeah.
So then but I mean, if you've seen any of the Wonka movies, you know they're singing in it. So that shouldn't be a
Exactly.
surprise to nobody.
Exactly. No, like I agree. Like when the teaser for Mean Girls, like they were just they unnecessarily cut around that singing in the teaser.
Mhm. Right.
And yeah, and I don't remember seeing many trailers for Wonka, but like the movie opens, it's like, oh yeah, opening credits. Timothy Chalamet, then singing, like we just roll right into it.
Mm.
But no, it's lovely. It's fun. Like Keegan Michael Key is in it, and Olivia Williams, and just so many like familiar faces. It's a really fun movie.
Is this? Oh, never mind. I know that. Sorry.
What?
Hmm.
Now I was like, how much of? No, it's okay because I already know the answer to that. Now I'm thinking about the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well,
Stupid
well, I
question.
saw something nasty about the movie on my TV earlier today. It
What?
was because you know how certain movies they like to partner up with like certain restaurants. They
Uh-oh.
had Willy Wonka partner with
Oh,
IHOP, and
yeah.
they
No,
had like
I got the pancake. Did I not put it on our social medias page?
it was purple, right? It was like
Yeah.
purple, and
And it's got like gold trimming. I thought I posted it on our social media, but I guess I put it on my personal story.
it
Do you
looked
remember seeing it, Matt?
disgusting.
No.
It looked disgusting.
It was a story. We're gonna bring the show to a halt. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Let's see. Copy image. Well, let me just paste in the chat. Oh, yes, it will. It was good. Rich, but good.
Hmm. Oh yeah, see, look at it. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It,
that doesn't look good at all.
I'm
It
gonna
was
be
it
honest
was
with
it
you.
was good, just really rich.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That looks like leftover meatloaf. I also have been watching Quantum Leap, if anyone's familiar
Oh,
with that.
is that in season 2 now?
Yes, it is
I
officially in season 2.
I thought they would have canceled it after one season, like before it came on. Yeah, because it seemed like a show where like I'm not talking about the quality of the show. I'm just saying
Hmm.
like you know how like you'll see the trailer for some things and you'll be like, oh, nobody's gonna watch that.
Hmm. Well, it's funny you say that because I thought they would have canceled it after the second episode of how just dog shit it is.
Oh, it's not
Excuse
good.
my language. It's well, first of all, I am a huge fan of the original Quantum Leap that came out in I believe 1988 or 89 or something like that. I have the whole box set in my bedroom. It's a fantastic show with Scott Bakula and Dean Scottwell. The remake in itself makes no sense. These actors are not good, and it's honestly like one big amnesia trope that they do for every single episode, and I hate it. Absolutely hate
Now,
it.
I vaguely remember the commercial, and I've never seen the old one. So something like he goes in to people. I don't know. What is this a show about?
It's a show. It's the remake is even more complicated than the original. What they do with the plot, but it's kind of the same. It's about this Asian guy who is a quantum physicist makes this time machine kind of thing, and he is able to travel back in time into his father's timeline. So whenever his dad was born and then died, he can travel within that timeline, and he leaps into random people in different parts of America in whatever situation. And for him to
Oh,
leap back, he has to fix whatever is going on with them.
But he gets to go back. He's not like lost in the time stream like the original dude.
He's no, he's lost. See, this is now where it gets like confusing because now his character did this on purpose. He trapped himself in the time machine to do something critically important, but now he lost his memory and he can't remember. And his wife who is now his AI friend, who's like helping him along the way, is now trying to like figure out why he did it, but he doesn't remember, and she's trying to help him navigate. It is a complete cluster F of a show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's all over the place, and there's
And
so many freaking characters that this shouldn't be, because if you watch the original, there's only 2 characters. Now there's like 5 to 7 characters that you have to keep track of.
um we have to have our teams, right? Like Team Flash, Team Arrow, Team Quantum Leap.
No way, that show can die. I made it clear to all the fan pages out there on social media that this show is absolute trash.
Carlin loves to get hate mail.
I do.
Actually, let's talk about that before we get into the movie review too. So how have you been? Like, you've been, doing videos on the channel. It seems like you've been focusing more on your YouTube right now. So, like, tell us how that's been.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I released 2 videos, but I released a rom-com video, which did pretty well, and then I did a Scott Pilgrim video, which did well, which is good because I can make shorts out of them, and they get a lot of engagements, and a lot of people who just think I'm just hating just to hate.
Oh no. That's Scott Pilgrim. You speaking the gospel truth. Everything you said, I agree with.
Yeah. There are people out there who actually believe that's like some really good voice acting from those original actors, and I can't believe it. But hey, we all have our opinions.
Well, theirs is wrong on this instance, because even on the video you pointed it out, and them saying it was just like, no, I couldn't even make it through the full season.
Yeah, I was struggling. I was absolutely struggling. But yeah, for my channel, I did a Scott Pilgrim video. I did the rom-coms video. I was thinking about doing Rebel Moon since I had to watch that yesterday for this podcast.
Let's save your opinions on it till we're in the review section.
Right. And I'm gonna do an episode, a weekly episode review for Percy
Quantum
Jackson
Leap?
and the
Oh, okay.
Olympians. No, I'm done with Quantum Leap. You know what? I haven't even watched season 2. I'm gonna watch an episode of season 2 so I can confirm that the show is dead to me.
Hey man, they did something right to get a second season, all right, Carlin?
Absolutely not. When you're like a major network like that, sometimes they just give you a second season for just more content. The show that I worked on, American Soul, I remember
American
nobody
Soul?
was, yeah,
Which one?
American Soul.
What
It's
is
like
that?
a BET show.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Do we need to interview about this?
No. It's old now, but
This
I
scripted
I
this scripted drama combines fictional and real life characters and moments to tell the truth of a young, ambitious, and troubled entrepreneur who created Soul Train. What?
it's about the host of Soul Train.
Don Cornelius.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Carlin, how come why have you hidden this from us?
No, I feel like I mentioned it before, but the point is, when I was on that show for season 1, nobody was ecstatic about it, like, at all, right? I don't even
It's
think
a
it did.
job.
Well, yeah, like, I didn't even think it did good numbers, but they gave it a season 2 because BET was making BET Plus, and they had no content whatsoever, so they had to keep the show going regardless if people were watching it or not.
That's funny.
So when you're working on these shows, can you feel like this gonna be trash, or this gonna be a good episode? Can you feel it while they're in the middle of making it?
Yes, you actually can, by the atmosphere and things that are happening.
Okay.
I know for that production, a lot of people are just pissed off and just a lot of people just waiting around, having their time being wasted. So yeah, you can definitely
Hey,
feel
they're
it.
getting paid, all right? I love getting my time wasted at work.
Oh, that's true. They are getting paid, but even then, you don't want your time wasted.
I'm not saying like, oh, you're getting all these hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not even on that bullshit. It's just like if I gotta be at work, I'd rather not be working. That's me.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
it looks like our father directed 2 episodes in season 1, Matt.
Robert Townsend.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to meet him too. He's awesome.
Is that when you met him?
Yeah. That was
Okay,
when I met him.
I remember you mentioning you met him, but I don't remember if you mentioned the show.
Yeah, that was when He said hi to me, and I didn't realize it was him, so I just said hey back while walking right past him. And then the second time I met him,
You're like, who's this? Who's this scrub talking to me? Carlin Jones. Get out of here.
it was so early in the morning. I was still asleep, so I was just like, okay.
All right. Oh, are you working on anything that you can talk about?
No, absolutely nothing. The whole strike happened. Well, it's over now, but
Yeah. Okay. All right. That brings us to this week's discussion of Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire.
We're just farmers. We're not a threat. They won't just kill us, will they?
Do you think those soldiers will show them mercy? Stop.
When a peaceful settlement on the edge of a distant moon finds itself threatened, a mysterious stranger living among its villagers becomes their best hope for survival. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, boys. We're gonna open with positives only.
that was the plot.
That's what IMDb said. Okay, you want to do a real? You want to do a real plot? You want to do a real synopsis?
Yeah, I have a real plot for it.
All right, without opinions, give us the facts. What is this movie about, Carla?
This movie is about every throwaway episode from your favorite sci-fi that you can think of.
Okay, so anyway, Carla, positives only. Let's go. This is a round table, like, so no order. Just throw that shit into the fucking pot.
Okay, I can give positives. Well, first off, I've even said this to my friend who watched it the other day as well. Because the movie was directed by Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has a way, like, first off, nobody in this world can do what he does in terms of directing movies. The look, the feel, visually, it is amazing, and it is incredible to have a movie look like this. Truly. However, the only problem is it's too bad all his stuff just looks like this.
Yeah, well, that's a complaint. So we can talk about that. But like, I will say, like, I liked how distinct the characters look, like the non-human characters. Like, I like how, like, you had like that pig man in the bar and like
Oh
that
yeah.
Spider Woman on the one planet and stuff. Like, I thought that the alien, and also like the Fish King, like, I thought like the aliens looked interesting and distinct.
They looked okay. Yeah, wasn't too bad.
Visually, yeah, everything like what Carlos said. Visually, like when they were out there, it looks amazing. But like you said, to where it's like the dark shit. It's like every fight don't got to be at night. Like, come on, like it's okay to have fights in the daytime. But here, let's get to it. I'm about to start off because it's going to be. I like this movie.
What?
So
Wait, what?
when I watched it,
Okay,
I was like,
all right. So for the audio listeners, Matt has a cooling patch on his head. Matt's not well. He has a fever. Okay.
All right.
So right. So when I watched it, I was like, like you said earlier, this is a new version of, or different take, a different version of another Star Wars type movie. So I was like, okay, I get it, and everything like that. It was fine for me, and then I was like, oh, I wonder what everybody else is talking about. So I go to Wikipedia and I read it, and everybody hated it. So that's why I want to go first to get that out the way, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts because I can tell that you guys are not a fan of this movie. So explain to me why this movie is not good.
You want to know what I think of it? And someone on Metacritic had the best quote that I've ever read about this movie. Someone said this is a caffeine-free diet Star Wars.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So the main issue with this movie is that it is not the complete film, and not like part one, part two.
Yes.
Not that part one, part two bullshit. There's a director's cut coming out in a couple months.
No way.
Yeah, so Netflix intentionally chopped this up so that people will be chomping at the bit for the Snyder cut of Rebel Moon. This is not a joke.
Marketing. It's all marketing.
No, that's whack. Well,
So like my thing is like when we go to the different planets to like recruit the people, it felt like a TV show, right? Where it's just like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, we're coming here to recruit the people, and I can see like, oh okay, we spent a whole episode learning about like the people on the cold planet, and then like eventually we have the boss fight with the spider lady. But like it just felt so quick that we were doing this shit, right? Where
Yeah.
like at least in the director's cut, I'm gonna assume we have more time to learn about these characters on each planet that we go to.
Right, because one thing they said was quick was when they went to go get the dude with no shirt on, and he was like, "I pay my debts," and then the guy was automatically, "Oh, I like to bet. Here's a bet for you," and then it all works out at the end. It was like there was no kind of trouble or nothing or them. It was like, okay, do this and you get the guy.
Yeah, like it's just all right, quick mission and we out.
Yeah, it's
Right.
all side quests, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, side quests. Let's see. My biggest complaint about the movie, I was telling my girlfriend this. I think they did an absolute cardinal sin where they recreated the exact thing everyone hated about the new Star Wars trilogy.
SJW propaganda.
Yeah, which
Wait,
is
no, that was a joke. You're not supposed to agree to that.
Oh, okay. Which is which is the Rey Skywalker Mary Sue trope. This main character,
I've
this
never
female.
seen the newest one. So what does that mean?
Oh, well, that means like Rey Skywalker was just the moment you lay eyes on her, she can do absolutely anything. She could probably beat Vader in a fight at that very moment if she wanted to. Right? This main character in Rebel Moon, although it's implied that she served in some type of military service or whatnot, but she can just do anything. She
Right,
can
but
beat
like
up.
it's not even implied. They had whole flashbacks, Carlin, that shows why she is a badass.
Yeah, but the
She
flashbacks.
had a whole battalion when she was 18.
I would rather them not make a movie on this or the story about her finding all these people, and it just starts off with her as a kid, her planet being ambushed, and her kind of growing up, and each episode is like 10 years or 5 years down the line.
You know what I
I'd
just
rather
thought of
be
right
about
now?
that.
You know that whole story of them? That's from that's Thanos and Gamora.
Yes.
It is. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is. And that's another thing that I don't like about it. I feel like this movie, along with other movies Netflix is doing, and I guess all these other sites, they like to take bits and pieces of what's really popular right now, and they just completely steal it. Like, for an example, Baldur's Gate 3, which is like probably like the biggest video game that's out right now. That's like completely RPG, Dungeons and Dragon. This movie is Dungeons and Dragons in space. Completely. Yeah.
I guess maybe because I haven't seen all the Star Wars stuff to compare it to. I just took it as, hey, I want to do my version of Star Wars. Here it is. And sure, there was stuff to, like we say, the quick missions, the dark fight scenes. But I'm like, I give it it's an okay movie. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie.
I am just looking forward to like the completed version of part 1 to where like we have more context. Like I kind of like the stuff on the Form planet until like the soldiers get there, and I'm like, you guys are being evil too quickly.
No way.
No, not the we're taking your house, the sexual assault. That was the first night. Like I feel like you built to that. Like you don't come in sexually assaulting the villagers. You gotta kind of lean them into that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's bait for the viewer. Like now you have to side with your protagonist.
Right.
And also like the private.
Yeah.
As somebody in the military, I was like, this ain't real at all. That a private is an E1. That's the first grade in the military. Talking to these high ranking people like that I was like, yeah, this ain't real at all.
So yeah, I wanted your take on that when they were like being mean to the robot and he stood up against his like commanding officer. I was like, I want to know Matt's take on this because I'm like, this don't feel right. Like you're a private, you cannot do that. It
Right,
don't
not at
matter.
all.
I mean, yes, your commanding
Maybe,
officer.
maybe you stand up to the sexual assault, but the robot, no.
Yeah, but also it's like,
Right.
what do you do if your commanding officer wants you to commit crimes against the Geneva Convention or what have you? Like, what is the protocol there as a soldier?
Is you have to contact your uh
You're on a mission where you guys are like securing some shit, and so like kind of cut off from
oh right,
command.
so right. Well then, I mean, if that's the case, if you really, and that's something is like an E1, I mean, you can try, sure, but I mean, I don't see an E1 doing that. Now, if you was like a E3, E4, then yeah, you have a little bit more weight to where like they're not going to listen to nothing an E1 says. So you would need to get with some people that you cool with, some higher ranking people to try to do something, but you wouldn't just be standing up to the person in command like that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. The whole military side of it is just it's weird, honestly.
So I don't know if anybody else was upset, but when Ray Fisher died at the end, I was like, "Are we serious?" Are we
Exactly. I
Who
was
is that?
like, well,
Is that the guy
the
with the
Son,
dreads?
yeah?
Sons of Anarchy, the thief.
No.
Not
That's
the
the
bad guy, the
yeah,
black
that's the
guy,
white guy.
Wait, who are you talking about?
the black guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had no ties with him.
So no,
Yeah.
it's not even like, oh, he's black. So history lesson about Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher played Cyborg in Justice League, right? And
Oh.
so when Zack Snyder stepped down because of some family issues and they brought Josh Whedon in. Josh Whedon's this is on the verge of we overheard canceling bad behavior. And he was one of his cast to not do okay shit. He's one of them to make kind of like sexist and racist jokes in the movie for their characters. And he was standing up to it and he filed a complaint against the director. And as a result, they blackballed him in Hollywood.
Okay.
And so Zack Snyder was all like, "Oh yeah, Ray Fisher's a good dude. I'm gonna give him a role in the next project I have, which was this, and you kill him."
Hmm.
Maybe he survives in the director's cut. Never know.
It's a possibility.
What do you guys
Also,
think about them bringing the bad guy back to life?
I didn't like that.
I don't like that either.
Oh, okay. So first of all, I think he's the best character in the
Really?
movie, acting wise, and just his entire character. I thought he was very competent at what he was doing to the point where I'm like, this guy would make a great general manager, or he is just someone who you would want on your team.
Okay.
Now, granted, the whole Nazi clothes and all that stuff, yeah, that's a no-go, right? They kind of want you to root against him, but I'm
Yeah.
like, we don't know the context of what they're
Of this totalitarian government, yeah.
yeah, right? Like in Star Wars, we just show Luke Skywalker and the rebels. They're terrorists. They're
No, they
actually
are.
terrorists.
But before we saw Luke Skywalker, we saw Darth Vader now just like fucking attack that ship.
It's yeah, you're absolutely right. It's all on context. So I want to know more of that side because he seems like a pretty cool character who is so I guess cold to the point where he's like, I'm willing to do anything for my empire or like,
Right.
for my country,
Right.
even if I got to do bad things.
Just like that reminds me of like while you explain that, what was the movie when Brad Pitt was killing Nazis, had to do that fake accent?
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the guy with the milk, where it's like, he's a bad guy, but it's like, I want him on my team.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
feel that. Like
Mhm.
I like that character more than his character. Like the main bad guy in this movie just seemed like stereotypically evil. Like there was nothing
Yeah.
to like set him apart to like what was interesting about him besides his devotion for his cause.
Yeah, he was kind of a
One note?
what's a Cillian Murphy knockoff a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was funny, like when they recruited the first guy, and they like you got to tame this animal, and they did that shit in Harry Potter where you
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
bow to the creature so that it lets you on his back and stuff. I'm like, Zack Snyder, stop it. Okay, you stealing from Star Wars, Seven Samurai, Harry Potter. Like, come on, bro.
I
Come on.
literally said that when I was watching it. I was like, they better call this thing Buckbeat by the end of this scene.
But yeah, like, so I'm not gonna say so I gave this movie 2 stars. This version of the movie. I feel like once the director's cut comes out, it will address some issues that I personally have had. And so I'm willing to like, give that a shot and adjust my review score. But at this time, like this is a butchered version of the director's intent.
I know part 2 comes out what, April?
Yeah.
When does the Snyder cut come out?
Somewhere between now and April. My guess will be March.
Okay.
Disgusting. No, don't want to watch it.
I feel like it will clear up any issues we had. I mean, obviously, like the base plot is still going to be intact, but more character development and stuff.
But for something like this, that thing would need to be like 6 hours, 7 hours.
The Snyder cut was 4 hours.
It needs to be longer than that. And honestly, I don't see why Netflix would do that. I think that's if this backfires on them, that would be.
It doesn't matter. Like they aren't releasing fucking numbers.
They're not. No.
We don't know what any of this shit. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are watching this because, a lot of people are watching this because, it's Zack Snyder, right? And it's cool to hate on this movie, but if this were a normal movie, nobody would give a shit. And Netflix would not be talking about it. Like the negative press is buzz for the movie.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the case with Netflix these days.
What do you guys think the Rotten Tomatoes was on this? Spoilers is bad. Don't go above 30.
Whoa.
Wow, that means it's actually worse on Rotten Tomatoes than Metacritic, because I saw the Metacritic yesterday and it was pretty bad.
25.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 27.
23.
Wow.
The audience score was 68, so I'm surprised that that's so positive. All right, so for the trivia question, you'll have to bear with me. I wrote some stuff phonetically because of the names, but Mikael Heisman, the guy that went on the mission with them from the forum, he replaced which Rebel Moon co-star as the same character on Game of Thrones? So somebody else in the cast was on Game of Thrones. They left the show, and then he replaced them as the same character. Was it A, Ed Sheeran? Scarin? Ed Scarin. Let's say that. He played the main bad guy. B, Charlie Hunnam, fake ass Han Solo, or C, Stuart Martin, the other fake ass handsome dude from the village.
The last guy.
Yeah, it's gotta be him.
It was actually A, Ed Scarin, the main bad guy.
Mm.
Yeah, who knew? The character that he took over was Dario Naharis. Once more, I wrote all that phonetically.
Yeah, I still don't understand. I still don't know Game of Thrones characters. I've seen almost every season but the last one.
Zack Snyder first conceived this as a Star Wars movie and pitched it to Lucasfilm shortly after it was bought by Disney in 2012, but it never got off the ground. And lastly, Sir Ian McKellen, Sir Patrick Stewart, Liam Neeson, Morgan Freeman, and Anthony Daniels were considered to play Jimmy the Robot until Sir Anthony Hopkins was chosen. All right. We hobbled to the finish line, but we did it. It's another one under our belts. Want to appreciate you for coming on, Carlin. Always good talking to you, man.
Of course.
I wish you were feeling as shitty as mad to me right now, but it's okay. Please promote your stuff.
Yeah. If anyone want to watch my stuff, you just go on YouTube, type in Starfighter Reviews. It's the same as YouTube, same on IG and Twitter. Although on Twitter, all I talk about is women's basketball, really.
Right on, right on. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. It's a thing. We don't use it, but we have it. And we use to talk pod. Follow me on Letterboxd at BOW1213 and Matt at Mr. King0257. Come back next week when, if she's not mad at me, friend of the show Rachel comes on to do the year-end recap.
And like always, I don't know if this is a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, I'm literally dying right
Yeah,
I
your
was-
voice has changed throughout the show.
now.